For the longest time, when you heard the word nuclear, people would say, no, we can't touch nuclear. We don't want nuclear energy. This is not good. Don't you remember what happened in 1986 with Chernobyl when 30 people died? And then all of a sudden, no, we're not touching that. However, when Microsoft, when Google, when Amazon decide to go nuclear, everybody says, maybe we ought to look into this. We're going to talk about that today. If you have value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So two things when you think about power. We want it to be safe. We want it to be clean. Where does nuclear rank when it comes down to safety and clean? Because you worry, well, this is not safe. It's nuclear. What if it blows up? Or pollution. Do we want this thing to make we want it to be clean? Watch this. Here's data showing what are the safest and cleanest sources of energy. When it comes down to safest, it's measured by how many people have died from this source of energy. If you look at coal, all the way at the top, 24.6% of deaths, but watch this, 36% of global electricity. Oil, number 2, 18.4, while it's only 3%. Natural gas, 2.8, 22%. Then you got 4.6 deaths on biomass. Then it's hydropower, then it's wind, then look at nuclear energy. 0.03 is nuclear energy, then solar at the bottom. Then we go to cleanliness. Coal again at the top. Okay, 970 tons greenhouse gas emissions. Then you have oil, then you have natural gas, then you have biomass, hydropower, wind. Look at nuclear energy, even less than solar. So if it's safe and if it's clean and we can be efficient about this, why are we wasting this possible potential? Now, if you look at capacity factor by energy source in 2020, look who's at the top. Nuclear, 92.5. Geothermal, 74.3. Natural gas, 56. Hydropower, then it's coal, wind, solar. Nuclear is again at the top. However, why do we stop building nuclear plants? Watch this data here and what it shows from 1970 till today. This is how much we were building. We were fully committed to it. We're growing, and in 85, 86, we're peaking. After Chernobyl, we kind of stopped investing into it. We stepped away from it. People were worried. What if something happens to America? Construction, and this also went down worldwide. No, we're not interested. But again, we went 30-something years saying no to nuclear, not entertaining it until now when Microsoft, Amazon, and Google says we got to take a look at this, and here's what they did. In October of 2024, Google announced a partnership with Kairos Power to develop small modular reactors. These reactors are designed to be more cost-effective and safer than traditional nuclear plants. The agreement aims to bring up 500 megawatts of clean energy online by 2035, with the first reactor expected to be operational by 2030. Microsoft has entered a 20-year agreement with Constellation Energy to reopen a 3 Mile Island nuclear plant where, in Pennsylvania, this plant, which experienced a partial meltdown in '79, is undergoing extensive safety evaluations and upgrades and plans to resume operations by when? 2028. Interesting. 79, 28, almost 50 years. And Amazon is investing approximately $500 million in X Energy Reactors company to develop advanced SMRs. Additionally, Amazon has acquired a nuclear-powered data center where, again, in Pennsylvania, reflecting its commitment to securing sustainable energy sources for its expanding AI infrastructure. And last but not least, Sam Altman's advocacy for fusion. He emphasized the need for nuclear fusion breakthrough to accelerate AI, investing $375 million in Helion Energy. So then the question becomes, why are they doing this? Here's why. You ever thought about if you go search something on Google versus if you want to go out there and ask a question from ChatGPT, how much power do each use? Well, you're going to find out. The search on ChatGPT is 10 times more power needed than a Google search. Watch this. A single ChatGPT uses 2.9 watt hours compared to 0.3 watt hours for a Google search. Data centers worldwide consume 1 to 2% of global power, projected to rise to 3 to 4% by 2030. How many searches do you think they're doing with ChatGPT right now? A lot. And it's not going to slow down anytime soon. And that leads me to data center demand and growth. This is expected to grow by 130% by 2030. By 2028, AI may account for 19% of data center power demand, and between 2023 and 2030, data centers could add around 200 terawatt hours per year in power consumption due to AI. I got a lot of data to give you, but this one here is very interesting. Data centers could use 8% of US power by 2030, up from 3% in 2022. That's a big surge on what's happening. So, I mean, listen, data's telling us we got to go in this direction. And if Microsoft, Bill Gates is like, we got to go and test out nuclear energy, his quote, even Elon Musk is saying it's a good idea. And Gorbachev is one of the guys that said, we need to stay away from nuclear plant. No matter what, we know for the safety of humanity, we can't touch this. Set those things aside. Let's go into possibility of some politics and who's going to lose money and who's not. I fly out to Armonk, which is the headquarters of Swiss Re and IBM, like 13 years ago. I was planning on buying a shell of an insurance company for $13.5 million to be a life insurance company. Not selling, but you build the products, right? We go there and my presentation was, why are we hiring underwriters? Why are we paying these underwriters that go to school and come out and you have to pay these guys $150,000 to $300,000, some $400,000 a year? Why do you need man to do that right now? Because math can figure out everything about underwriting. I can use AI to underwrite somebody based on your driving record, social media activity, your weight. I can use that to measure you, and automatically something can spit out and say, no, this guy's not going to qualify for, and give you a score. You're an 82. Your cost of insurance is going to be higher. No, this guy's a 93. Cost of insurance is going to be lower. We have enough data to be able to do it without needing the chief underwriters, right? All these guys that we're paying all this money to. I'm telling this to the guys that are sitting there. And they said, you want people to support this? Yeah. He says, if you do this and you build an insurance company and get rid of underwriters, you know how many enemies you will create? I said, how many? He says, a lot. There are a lot of people that have a very good living doing underwriting. I said, well, isn't that what disruption is all about? So the reason why this could be something that they keep pushing aside is because coal, oil, all these other guys that are getting these big government contracts and doing all this business, you think they want this to come in and be cheaper? You think they want that? There may be that taking place why some people don't want to lose that business to cheaper opportunity for companies and taxpayers to save money. But I think it's too late right now, because I think even a Bill Gates, who can say whatever he wants to say, he knows if he doesn't go nuclear, his competitors such as Google, Altman, others are going to come and take his lunch. He doesn't want that. Microsoft needs to go nuclear at this point to be competitive. So this is when politics gets set aside and it goes back to capitalism, and everybody has to play honest, because if your competitor does it and they save money and you don't, you're going to be left behind. I think that's how simple the story of nuclear is. But I think a lot of people are about to go nuclear. If you got value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, there's another video I did talking about how big the oil industry is. If you've never seen this, you will be amazed how big it is. Maybe it'll make sense why they don't want this thing to become a reality. Click here to watch that video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.